we're going to add 3,453, and to that we're going to add 789. First thing we do is, when we're given a sum that's written across the page like that, we write it as an up and down away sum. We line up the units in a column, we line up the tens in a column, we line up the hundreds in a column, and we line up the thousands. Once we've got our sum all nicely lined up, then we can simply start by adding the units. So 9 and 3 makes 12, put down the 2, carry 1. 8 plus 1 is 9, 9 and 5 makes 14, put down the 4, carry the 1. 7 plus 1 is 8, 8 and 4 makes 12, put down the 2 and carry 1 again. 3 plus 1 makes 4. So our final answer is 4,242. When we add decimals, we use the same process. Here we have 3.72, and to that I want to add on 6.4. Start by writing down 3.72, so we have 3 units, 7 tenths and 2 hundredths. We want to add on 6.4, so we have 6 units and we have 4 tenths. We line up the decimal points and make sure that they are in one column. We can then fill in the decimal point for the answer, and when we do that we are ready to start adding. Now this last column we do not have a number, you can put in a 0. So we have 2 plus 0 is 2, 7 plus 4 is 11, put down 1 and carry 1, 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 plus 3 makes 10. So our final answer is 10.12. We're going to add 16.2 and 0.429. We start off and we write down 16.2. We then line up the decimals. Before the decimal point we have a 0 for 0 units. After the decimal point here we have 4 tenths, 2 hundredths and 9 thousandths. We then look to see the gaps, and at the gaps we fill in zeros, and then we simply fill in our decimal point in the answer and we start to add each column. So 9 and nothing is 9, 2 and nothing is 2, 4 and 2 makes 6, nothing and 6 makes 6, and we have a 1 in that column. So therefore 16.2 plus 0.429 gives us an answer of 16.629. We're now going to subtract 264 away from 872. So the first thing we do is we write down 872 and again line up all of the digits, the units, the tens and the hundreds underneath. We are now ready to start subtracting. The method of subtraction we use is called decomposition. So we start and we have 2, we take 4 away from 2. Now that we cannot do, so we go to the next column and we borrow 1, and that 7 becomes a 6, and that 2 then becomes 12. We now can subtract 4 from 12, and 4 from 12 leaves us with 8. In the next column we now have 6, and we want to take away 6, leaves us with 0. And in the hundredth column we have 8, and I want to take away 2, which leaves me with 6. So our answer is 608. We're now going to do another subtraction by decomposition. So this time we're starting off with 2,431 and I want to subtract 1,158 from it. So write down your 2,431, again line up your numbers, the units, the tens, the hundreds and the thousands. So we now start with 1 take away 8. I cannot take 8 away from 1, so I go to the next column and I borrow 1, and that 3 becomes a 2, and that 1 makes the last number 11. So 11 take away 8 leaves us with 3. I now have 2 and I want to take away 5. I can't do that either, so I go to the next column and I borrow 1, that 4 becomes a 3, and the 1 makes that 2 a 12. So 12 take away 5 leaves us with 7. I now have 3 in the hundreds column, so I have 3 take away 1, that's okay, I can do that. That leaves me with 2, and 2,000 take away 1,000 leaves me with 1000. So therefore 2431 take away 1158 leaves us with 1273. One of the hardest decomposition sums is when we have to borrow right across the line, when we have like 1000, 7000, 2000 or 1000. So we do the same thing, line up all the numbers, the units, the tens, the hundreds and the thousands. So we have 0 and I want to take away 8 and I can't do that. So I go to the next column to borrow 1, but there is nothing there to borrow. So I go to the next column to borrow 1, there is nothing there to borrow. So I have to go right across to the thousands and I borrow 1 from there to make that 6, and that gives me 10. I now then have 1 in that column that I can borrow, so that becomes 9, and it makes that one 10. I now have 1 in there that I can borrow, so that becomes 9, and the last column becomes 10. So now I have 10 take away 8, which is 2. I have 9 take away 5, which is 4. I have 9 take away 1, which is 8. And I have 6 take away 1, which is 5. So 7000 take away 1158 gives me an answer of 5842.